You are here today because you would like to know how to maximize your income at your JOB without asking for a raise and use this to create an additional income stream. Thank you again for joining, and I appreciate having you here this evening. So if you're wondering who am I, as I said, I am known as the engineer by education and home business owner by desire. I incorporated myself in 2003 because I wanted to get the tax benefits given to corporations. I've been in network marketing for over 10 years and affiliate marketing for a little over 2 years. August actually was my anniversary date, August 19th to be exact, I believe. And in January of 2018, I started my own personal coaching business, and I help people use digital marketing strategies to build their businesses online. So during this presentation, you will learn how to bring home more money in your paycheck while you don't want to wait on your tax return each year, how you can use this new money that I'm going to show you how to get legally, ethically, and morally to eliminate debt and improve your credit and your lifestyle. So why is this so important? Well, if you're currently working a job, you need to know how to maximize your take-home pay. Once you learn the tools that I'm going to share with you, then you need to know what you should do with the extra money. I'm not telling you, I'm just giving you suggestions, but the suggestions that I'm going to give you are why I am in this place that God put me in at this time in my life. And in today's economy, you need multiple streams of income. The days of pension, gone. The days of loyalty in corporate America, gone. So if you are not setting yourself to have multiple income streams, you're setting yourself up for failure. So what is your why? Now, in this world that we live in, 230 people in the United States join a network marketing company every hour because they want time freedom, they want more money, they want to quit their job, they want recognition, something you don't often get in the workplace. They want financial security, and they want a better life. Go ahead and drop a comment letting me know what your reason is. Not so much for joining a network marketing company, but more important, why you want extra money in your life. People are looking for a way to improve their lives by any means necessary. So drop me a comment, whether you're watching me on Facebook or you're watching me here on Zoom, because I will check them all at the end, and let me know, what is your why? Why are you here? What do you want? And how do you think you can make it happen? So this webinar is for you if you want to get more money out of your paycheck. I've been part of the machine, that's what I call it, the machine of corporate America since 1996. So I know what it's like to want to get more money out of your paycheck, but it's really hard to get more money when you're a salaried employee, as I have been since 1996. When you're salaried, they don't care if you work your regular 40 or you work 50 or 60 or whatever they consider it takes to get the job done. You're not going to get any more money out of your paycheck if you are a salaried employee. Now, if you're hourly, the only way you can get more money is to work overtime. And what does that do? That takes away from number two, the time and family freedom that you want to have to enjoy your time and your family. And then there's number three. This webinar is for you if you want to improve your lifestyle. With the tools that I'm about to show you on how you can get extra money out of your paycheck, you can use that money to improve your lifestyle, to pay down bills, to save, or just to take care of your retirement, which is extremely important because I can tell you from experience, I've maxed out on Social Security. So Social Security is $2,400 and some change every month. Could you live on that in retirement? I can't, because I want to be able to maintain the lifestyle to which I become accustomed. And last but not least, this webinar is for you if you want to build a business online. So I want you to understand that your lack of success is not your fault. Maybe you haven't been shown the tools that are available for you legally to maximize your take-home pay from your job, i.e. your paycheck. You haven't been shown why it's important to bring home more money on your paycheck instead of waiting on your tax return or your tax refund each year. And you haven't been shown how to be the solution provider for yourself and your family. If you're like me, I was given the whole dream. Go to school, get a good job, stay there forever, and then retire. found out that dream doesn't work so well in today's economy. There are no pensions, like I said, and corporate loyalty is non-existent. So what you implement, what you learn today, you will know how to maximize your income at your job, how to have an online business without selling products if you so choose, and how to have a conversation where you're considered a problem solver and not a slimy salesperson. Because what I'm going to share with you today is just information that you can share with others. So once again, information is key. Information is how I became an engineer, because I knew more than people who were not engineers. Getting my MBA is what it enabled me to excel in my profession, because I knew more than engineers who just had an engineering degree. The information I'm going to share with you is going to allow you to be a problem solver and not a slimy salesperson. So now that we talked about what this is and who it's for, let's talk about what this is not and who it's not for. So that way you can make sure you're in the right place, because your time is valuable. I appreciate it. And I want to make sure that you are getting the benefits of the information that I have to share. So this is not an overnight success program. For example, to put it in perspective, I spent 7.5 years getting my engineering degree and my MBA. What I'm going to share with you tonight, you can implement in less than 30 minutes, real talk. This is not for people who do not want to put what they learn into action. I can't do it for you. You're going to have to do the work, but you can do it in 30 minutes or less. This is not about spending countless hours learning a program that's so complicated you'll never use it. I don't have time for that, and neither do you. This is not for people that are not open to building their business online. So if you've been searching for a way to make extra money using the internet and social media, not only can you use the information that I'm sharing with you, but if you so choose, you can also make this a lucrative online business. And it's definitely not about selling you a DIY program, do it yourself, because I didn't do it by myself. And anybody who's on my team will let you know that I am so hands-on, and the success of my team is paramount to me, because my goal is to help you succeed. By helping others, you help yourself. If you keep that motto, you will always have success in your life. So this is me. This is my story. So I was the unemployed college graduate in 1994 with an engineering degree and no engineering job. Yes, I'm dating myself, but I look good doing it. I got started in network marketing, and I quickly exhausted my warm market, because once again, I don't have a job, but I got a degree. It took me 2 years before I got my first engineering job. And as I was talking to friends and family and ran through them really quickly, I sounded insecure and desperate when I talked to strangers. And then I did not come from a place of authority and a place of, posture. I didn't come from a place of posture. I did everything my upline told me to do. And when I finally got the hang of it, that's cold market recruiting. The company that I was with was shut down by the FTC. Now, when I started all over using all the old school skills that I had been taught, they did not work. But I knew I liked this industry. I liked being able to have extra money. I liked being able to go on vacations and being able to use that as a business expense. There were so many things that I liked that I knew I wanted to stick with it. So I had to find a way and a company and just a way to build my business that was based on me and not the company that I was with. I needed to be my own brand. So what I did, I decided to invest $3,000 to learn how to be an online marketer. And then I invested more to get good at it. That was like 100 times less than my engineering degree. And we're not even going to talk about my MBA that I'm still paying student loans on. When I did that, I now have a Facebook page with over 21,000 followers and over 300 videos on Facebook and YouTube. I have over 2,400 connections on LinkedIn, and I just started LinkedIn in December 2017. And I have a website with over 140 articles on mindset, attraction marketing, website traffic, and social media recruiting. And just in the last 12 months, I've been to Vegas 3 times. I've been asked to speak at a social media event in my city. And in April 2018, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona for an event and to visit family. And that's my amazing family. My cousin is in front of me, and her cousin, my second cousin, is behind her. And my Aunt Josie, my dad's sister, who will be 84 this year. That's the beautiful salt and pepper lady to the right. So the other part of my God journey that I want to share with you is today was another day. Didn't feel like getting up. Depression is real. Like, don't discredit it. But God was tugging at me again. It was like, go get up and go see your dad. So I got up to go see my dad today, and my Aunt Josie, the lady on the right, and my second cousin, the girl in the back to the left, and my first cousin right in front of me, their brother, my cousin, was released from prison after 35 years. So when I went to see Dad today, I was like, well, hey, let's call Aunt Josie. And we called Aunt Josie, and Dad got to speak to his nephew for the first time in 35 years. That wouldn't have happened if God hadn't been tugging on my heartstrings and say, get up off your ass. Don't let this repression take over, at least not for this part of today, and go see your dad. They talked on the phone for about 25, 30 minutes. It was truly a blessing. But once again, if I was working, I probably would have spent the majority of my Sunday getting my mind right to get ready to go back into the rat race, to deal with people that I don't like, to do a job that I don't want to do, and to spend 8 hours of my life in a place where I don't want to be. That's my story. So you're probably wondering, well, yes, Cecilia, that is all well and good. That's great for you, but will this work for me? Well, this is my friend Paul, and Paul says Cecilia is amazing at what she does. If you guys haven't yet, or you're having doubts about your business, please reach out to her if you're serious about growing your brand. She is a true entrepreneurial spirit that can help your business and the brand of you thrive. Much love. And this is an example of how you just don't know who's watching you. Paul posted this on my page, and I didn't even know who he was. Let's make that first and foremost, let alone to know he was watching me. I didn't meet him this past June when I was in Vegas because there was like 500 people there, but we are still in contact today via social media, and it's amazing how we support each other based upon me being active and alive on Facebook, which is the better part of my day. And this is my friend Kim. Me and Kim met in a weird way. We met on a webinar that I did a couple of years ago, and she's still in my network today. Kim came to Indianapolis by way of Detroit, and I left Indianapolis to go to Ohio for my first job. But we connected via the internet, and she is once again part of my network. And Kim says, this program is really helping me in more ways than I realize. I do see where I've kind of missed my mark in my efforts to be successful as a home business owner. The videos keep me interested in learning what I don't know, and they're really helping me develop the mindset I need to do this. I can picture myself walking away from my corporate job within the next few years. Remember Kim, because I want to share some more information about her later on in this webinar. So yes, this can work for you just as it is working for me every day. So let's take a deep breath. I'll have a sip of water, but let's keep calm, stay until the end, because I do have a super special bonus that I want to offer you for those who stay until the end of this webinar. Now it's time to get your pen and paper out and get ready to take notes. So let me tell you why I got out of the products business. So every time that I was in network marketing, it was always product based. I had to use it. I had to buy so much every month in order to keep my place in my ranking and to maintain my team, or else my team could leapfrog over me. And it got to be a whole lot, but I maintained it. I did it. I made it happen until my company was shut down by the FTC. Once that happened, I knew I had to get out of the products business. So I got out because of the cost. It was costing me close to $200 a month by the time you added in taxes and shipping and handling, just to maintain my place and rank with the company that I was with. Not only that, because of the auto ship minimum order requirement, I had too much product. Oh, I'm hot. Sorry. I had too much product at the end of the month, which meant that I was accumulating inventory. By the end of 3 months, I had like way too much stuff, which became hard to sell. So what I did was I would go to trade shows, like local events where I could be able to be a vendor, and I would try to sell my stuff there. And I realized I don't like doing trade shows. Between the setup and the tear down and organizing the products and talking to people who weren't interested, no thank you. And then there was the rejection. That was even worse, because here it is. I'm at this trade show. I've got my vendor table set up. I've got samples of product that they can get, but of course I'm hoping that they buy. And then when they take the sample and walk away, I mean, that was just such a buzzkill. So that is why I got out of the products business. And I know you're here to find out how you can maximize your take-home pay, but I'm just telling you my journey and how I got to where I'm at today. So stay tuned, keep calm, and enjoy the ride. All right, so how did income shifting change my life? How income shifting changed my life? Well, the first thing it did was I was able to pay down my bills and eliminate some in the process. Once I eliminated bills, I was able to save more money. And by learning the income shifting strategy, I had a pretty nice nest egg when I lost my job. So I wasn't in that weird chicken head kind of space. So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because that was not a concern of mine. Thank God by the grace of Jesus, because I learned income shifting strategies, which I'm going to teach you here very shortly. So please stay tuned. So without income shifting, most people end up like this. And I thought this video was funny, but also kind of sad. Don't blame baby boomers for not retiring. They can't afford to. I don't know about you, but every time I go to Walmart or I go to like Speedway or, you know, whatever your local spot is, I always wonder when I see someone who is outside of the normal working age working there, I think to myself, are they here because they want to? Or are they here because they have to? Now, it's one thing for you to be at a certain age and just want something to do and get out the house. But it's a whole other thing when you really at, say, 60, 57, 64, need that job to supplement your income. That's the sad state of affairs, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Most importantly, when I think of my 80-year-old mother, God rest her soul, she passed away January 5th, 2018. And I think of my 80-year-old dad, who will be 81 on September 5th, and the life that they live as a result of me and the grace of God and the decisions that they made. They're very comfortable. My dad just told me the other day that he doesn't want for anything because I take such good care of him. And I don't even have a job anymore, but I don't tell him because I don't want him to worry. So anyway, don't end up with an IOU in your piggy bank. That's the end of that story. So let's talk about the 5 steps for building an online business. Number 1, you need to find a need or a problem to solve. Number 2, you need to create or leverage the solution to that need or problem. And I'm here to show you leverage. Number 3, you need to drive traffic to that solution that will build an email list. Number 4, follow up with your new leads. And then there's number 5, which is make the offer. So if you've heard this before or this sounds familiar to you, drop me a 1 in the comments. I haven't been doing a participation, but if you've heard this before, drop me a 1 in the comments if you knew that these are the 5 steps to have an online business. So I'm going to run through these 5 steps, not only with this webinar I'm doing right now, but we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this presentation. So once again, keep calm and stay until the end. So here are the 5 steps as I have laid them out. Find a need or problem that you want to solve. Most people, working people, want to make more money and or leave their job. That's the need or problem that I wanted to solve. Number 2, create or leverage the solution. That's what I'm doing for you here right now. I'm going to show you how you can do either or both. Either make more money and leave your job or make more money and stay at your job. Then advertise to a free offer. That's what I did. I advertised, you signed up, and that's why you're here with me today. Number 4, email follow-up. When you signed up for this offer, I didn't give you the link. I emailed you the link so that way you can join in. And I thank you and appreciate you for being here today. And then number 5 is make the offer. We're not there yet, but trust me, it will not cost you anywhere near the $3,000 that it cost me to get started. Not even close. So keep calm and stay until the end. But do you understand that whole business building process? If you do, give me a 2 in the comments. Take another sip of water. Once again, don't get worried about number 5. It is all for your benefit. All right, so now I'm going to show you number 2, how you can make more money and or leave your job in the future if you so choose. All right, so let's pay attention. This is where it gets good. Now, if you are single and earning $50,000 per year, here's a breakdown of your taxes. The big things that I want you to get out of this are this, 58.5% 0.05% of your tax dollar is yours to keep. 25% of your tax dollar goes to federal taxes. That is the second biggest deduction after your state income tax. So it's Medicare first, lowest, Social Security second, state income tax, and then this is the big one. Huge, huge. So for every dollar you make, if you're single and earning $50,000 a year, is basically almost 50, not even almost, it's 58%, because that 0.05 won't make a difference. Does that blow your mind? If it does, give me a 3 in the comments. If you want to know how you can change this so that way you have more of yours to keep, give me a 3 in the comments. And you can comment whether you're watching me on Facebook or you're with me in Zoom. I will go back and check all the comments later. Super crazy, right? Oh, geez Louise. So how can you change the second biggest deduction, your federal income tax? Well, you do that, excuse me. You do that with your W-4. Here it goes. If you are working a job, we all have to fill out a W-4. Most people fill out the W-4 based on the number of people in their house, not the number of allowances. That is huge. So this is how I used to be before I found out about what I'm getting ready to show you right now in like the next 5 minutes. I would only claim one because I'm single with no kids. So I figured I could just only claim myself. For years, I mean, like most of my 25 years of being a professional, I've always claimed one. However, when I found out about income shifting, there is a worksheet that comes with your W-4. Most people don't know to ask for it, and most employees won't give it to you. Most employees don't even give you the paper copy. They actually have you fill it out electronically, so you don't even know that this exists. Even though it says, and I'm gonna go back, even though it says right here, total number of allowances you're claiming from the applicable worksheet on the following pages. How many of you actually asked for the worksheet? If you have never asked for the worksheet or didn't know it exists, give me a 4 in the comments, because I didn't know, so don't feel bad. Lack of knowledge is not stupidity, it's just lack of knowledge. So when I found out about the worksheet because of income shifting, this is what I found out. I could enter one for myself. I'm not married, filing jointly. I'm not filing head of household because I don't have any qualifying dependents, but I can enter one because I was single and I only have one job. I can't do the child tax credit. I don't have other dependents. That's like if you're taking care of cousins or nieces or something. And I don't have any other credit. So that's 2. So I just gave myself another deduction just by looking at the allowances worksheet. But there's more. All right, so let's look at the more. So the more is deductions, adjustments, and additional income worksheet. Let me say here, I am not an accountant or a tax professional. Please consult an accountant or tax professional when filling out this form to make sure you do it accurately and correctly. However, I can read and you can too. And if you itemize your deductions in 2017, you quite possibly can itemize your deductions in 2018. And this is the worksheet that you can use to add on deductions, adjustments, and additional income. All right, so hypothetically, let's just say that you're a homeowner, so you have mortgage interest. You can contribute to charities. It could be your church. It could be the Red Cross. It could be SISCA, whatever it is that you contribute to. If you're not contributing, you should. Once you should be benevolent. Number one, you should be benevolent. Everything we have is from God. So quit holding everything like it's yours. And when you give, you receive. So be a cheerful giver so you can be a happy receiver. That is hypothetical. Let's say you have $15,000 in deductions, hypothetically. And then it says, enter one of these 3 numbers depending on your filing status. So I'm single. Where am I? I'm single. Okay, so I put in 12,000. Then I subtract 1 from 2 from 1, that's 3,000. Then here's where it gets fun. Enter the estimate of your 2018 adjustments to income and any additional standard deduction for age or blindness. Well, most of us watching this probably don't qualify for age or blindness. However, adjustments are your business expenses. Once again, I'm not an accountant or a tax advisor, so this is a hypothetical situation. But I will tell you, for my situation, I have taken 2 trips so far this year. I spent 5 days in Scottsdale, Arizona. I spent 10 days in Las Vegas, Nevada. Both of those were for business events. And I've got another event scheduled for next month. And either I haven't decided which one, Hollywood, California, or Orlando, Florida. So when you factor in the travel, that's airfare, rental car, hotel, food, it's not hard to rack up business expenses as long as it is a business expense. Once again, not a tax advisor, contact an accountant or tax advisor to get clarity for yourself. So hypothetically, 10 grand. So then it says add lines 3 and 4. So now I'm up to 13,000. Now this is another scenario where you want to contact your accountant or tax advisor. So for me, I'm a corporation. If you remember on one of the earlier slides, I said I incorporated myself in 2003. The name of my company is Taking Charge Incorporated because I wanted to take charge of my own life instead of being a cog in the wheel of the corporate machine. If you file Schedule C and you plan to have profits from your business, you need to put a number in line 6. If you are a corporation, at least from what my accountant told me, I do not have to put a number in line 6 because I don't file Schedule C. I file separate corporate taxes. So I do not have any non-wage income. It all goes to my corporation. And then it says subtract 6 from 5. So in my case, since I'm a corporation, it's still 13,000. And then it says divide that number in 7 by 4150. When you get the training as being part of my team, you'll know more about how to do this, but we still advise you to contact an accountant or a tax advisor for clarity to make sure that you do this right. But in this hypothetical example, because these numbers are all hypothetical, disclaimer, disclaimers, disclaimer, 13,000 divided by 4150 is 3 and some change. You drop out the decimals, that number is 3. In line 9, it says to add the number from 8 in the worksheet above. Remember that number was 2. Add 8 and 9 together. This is my new number that needs to go on my W-4, the number 5. Remember, before I found out about this strategy, I was only claiming 1. Now I have to say, if you plan to use the 2 earners multiple jobs worksheet, then there's more work that you need to do. But in this hypothetical example, we're done here. So I went from having 1 deduction to 5 deductions just because I looked at the allowances and adjustments worksheet. How many of you have ever looked at that? If you've looked at it before, give me a 5 in the comments and say, yeah, I know all about it. All right, these are my new deductions. So imagine the bump to my biweekly paycheck from going from 1 allowance to 5 allowances, all done legally, morally, and ethically based upon the tax code. Disclaimer again, that was a hypothetical example. Disclaimer number 2, please consult your accountant or tax advisor to make sure that you are doing this properly for your situation. So I want to give you another situation just to go over the emphasis of this. So let's just say you're a single mother with 2 kids. Normally, you would just claim 3, you and your 2 children. But if you go through the motions of the worksheet, you get 1 for yourself. You get 1 because now you're head of household because you do have qualifying dependents. And then child tax credits. If your total income is between $69,801 and $101,401 if married filing jointly, that doesn't apply. So let's just say hypothetically, your income is less than $69,801. Enter 4 for each eligible child. You got 2 kids, that's 8. Credit for other dependents. No, you're not taking care of cousins, nieces, and nephews, so we won't put anything there. You don't have any other credits, we won't put anything there. So now your number is 8. Hypothetical in this example, even if we didn't do this bottom part where you can consider business expenses, I've still just shown you how to go from 3, which is counting the people in your house, to actually being qualified for 8. So I wanted to give you this example because I talked with a friend of mine who is in HR, and she was telling me how one of her employees, not directly, but she's in HR, single, one child, and doesn't own a home. So she has no itemized deductions, but wanted to jump her allowances, this number right here, up to 12. Yeah, okay, that's an IRS flag waiting to happen. How about you do it legally and fill out the worksheet? How about that? So with that being said, imagine what your deductions would be if you did this same worksheet. So let's just put it in here, 15,000. You are now head of household, so that's 18,000. Because 18 minus 15 is less than 0, we're putting in 0. But now you have business expenses if you own a business, so that's 10,000. You want to add lines 4 and 5, that's 10,000. If you are a corporation, we're going to leave this as 0 because I encourage you, if you have a business, to incorporate yourself. The cost to incorporate for your state vary, but check into that because that's a business expense as well. I encourage you to do it. If you looked at the tax laws for 2018, there are breaks. There are breaks for individuals, but the big breaks from President Trump go to corporations. Everybody says it. If you Google it, you'll find it out for yourself. All right, subtract 6 from 5, that's 10,000. Divide 7 by 4150, that's 2 and some change. Take the number from above. We already determined that that is, actually, you know what? I can't even do the math. Somebody should have caught me on that. 8 for the 2 kids, 9, 10. That's 10. 10, because we got 8 for 2 kids, and we make less than 69.8. Plus we get ourselves and we get head of household. So that number is actually 10. So we put 10 here, and 8 and 9 together, this number is now 12. So the same single mother with 2 kids, she was filing 3, but now she can file 12 and do it legally or ethically and morally. If you didn't just have like a mind blown moment, then put a 6 in the comments. I think we're up to 6 now. Drop me a 6 if you're like, wow, because I was. All right, so let's go back. So after all of that, what does giving your tax return to the government mean? I'm not giving your taxes, giving your tax return, giving your taxes. That means that you have just given the government a interest-free loan for 12 months. So what does that mean to you? Well, let's look. In this example, the average loan for 2017, I believe this was as of March for the ones that have been processed, the average return, that loan was $31.20. So that meant that you loaned the government $3,120 for 12 months. If you were to go to any financial institution, and this is for my left brainers, but I hope my right brainers get it too. If you were to go to any government institution and ask them for a loan of $31.20 for 12 months, and I put the interest rate at 19.5, I chose that interest rate because this is the average interest rate for an unsecured loan with someone with average credit, meaning you don't have a 750 or above. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Excuse me. So this loan would have cost you the $31.20 that you borrowed plus $339 in interest. The government's not giving you the interest. They're just going to give you the money that they took from you that should have been on your paycheck. Your monthly payments to pay off this loan to a financial institution would have been $288.27 a month. But the government's not going to give you that. They're just going to give you your $31.20, and they're not going to give you any interest. Is anybody else like WTH? If you are, give me a WTH in the comments if you've never seen this example before. That's what happens when you don't make sure that you properly declare the right number of allowances. Allowances are not the number of people in your house. We just went through that example. Allowances are the legal number of allowances, for lack of a better term, that you can take for taxes. I personally would rather have this money on my paycheck than look for a tax return in January. Because most people, and now you can Google this as well, the majority of people use their tax returns to pay down the debt that they accumulated over the holidays buying stuff that they couldn't afford. What if you were to take this $288.27 and put it in savings? So when the holidays came, you could pay cash. You don't have to max out your credit card. You don't have to borrow the money to do it. Wouldn't that be better? And then the tax return that you get will be relative to what you truly should get without loaning the government your hard-earned money. I need to take a drink of water on that one. All right, so does this work? Well, yes, it does. This is someone who has benefited. I received my pay increase today. Great. How much? $60.97. You get paid weekly or bi-weekly? Weekly. So that would be an extra $250 a month. The car note will be the first to go. And remember Kim? Remember Kim? You saw her earlier when I was talking about, will this work for you? Here's her testimony. It's a great business. Income shifting has helped me. I'm glad you're getting benefits. So my paycheck saw an increase of $150 per pay period. Kim's a professional and she's probably in that 50+ thousand tax bracket. That's $150 per pay period, which means that's $300 a month. So I said, all of that by changing your W-4, right? She's like, that's all. I'm working on my credit repair now. What could you do with an extra $300 a month that is actually on your paycheck instead of giving it to the government interest-free for 12 months, only to do like most people and pay off your credit card bills from the holidays? Once again, if this is a mind-blowing moment, I think we're up to 7. Give me a 7 in the comments, or comment whatever you feel off of what I've just shown you. All right, so what I've shown you is a way that you can maximize your income from your job without asking or waiting for a raise. Now, how does this benefit you? Well, if you remember from the W-4 worksheet that I showed you, the bottom half only applies if you itemize and if you have a business. That's it and that's all. And you can still use it for itemization, but the big bang for your buck comes from having a business. So I've just shown you a way that you can have a business without selling physical products. No $200 a month with tax and shipping and handling, no auto ships, no excess inventory, no trade shows, and no rejections. Imagine talking to somebody and you ask them, hey, can I show you how to get more money from your paycheck? How many people would say no? Hopefully you won't, unless you're crazy. All right, so how does this happen? Well, this happens when you go to www.successwithcecilia, and Cecilia spelled CECELIA.com/mymoney. If you go to that website and click Get Started, there's a 5-step process where you will be given the opportunity to review and edit any entries, that you have made along the way. It's super simple, but you're probably like, okay, Cecilia, you said it took you $3,000 to get started. I've been sitting here with you for the last 50 minutes. Really, what's it gonna cost? Well, remember I told you when I was in traditional product companies, I was paying close to $200 a month with tax and shipping and handling to get product that was too much for me personally to use in a month. So what I had to do, are you sitting down? Do you have your pen and paper? If you go to www.successwithcecilia.com/mymoney, the monthly cost of my econ is $34.95. That's $432.35 a year. And I just showed you, not with the 2 people. I mean, one person, it was $250 a month. With Kim, it was $300 a month. We've got tons of people that are bringing home anywhere from $200 to an additional $600 a month. I gave you an example. I'm going to show it to you again. A single mother with 2 kids, only claiming 3 deductions. Imagine what her check would look like if she's claiming 12. Even if she doesn't have a business and she's just claiming 10, that's 7 extra allowances over what she was already taking. This is happening every day for people on our team. So keep calm and cha-ching. Your yearly membership is paid in less than 2 months. For a 2-month savings coming to your own paycheck of your own money, you can have a home-based business paid in full for an entire year. Plus, you get the benefits of being a business owner. That includes meal, travel, hotels, mileage, airfare. The list goes on and on and on. Disclaimer, I'm not an accountant or a tax advisor, but I do know business expenses, even when I was in corporate America. An example of a trip I took. Funny story. So I went to San Bernardino, California. San Bernardino, where our sister's facility was. While I was in San Bernardino, I developed a medical condition because of the heat. It's not as hot in Dayton, Ohio, as it is in San Bernardino, California. So, funny story, but not funny at the time. But my meals were covered, my hotel was covered, my food was covered, and my medical supplies were covered, because had I not been in San Bernardino, I would not have had that medical issue. Now, granted, I don't want you to have a medical issue while you're out of town, but I'm just saying, when you travel, there are so many business benefits that you get, like writing off my dog. When I leave, I have to put my dog in a kennel because he can't travel with me. That's a business expense. If you are a parent and you have to pay for childcare for your kids, that is a business expense. So once again, keep calm and cha-ching. And then I have to ask you, if you know the answer to this question, give me, what are we up to, number 8? Give me an 8 in the comments and give me an example. Give me an example. Please direct me to a business that's going to cost you $35 a month. Online, no less. If you got it, give me an 8 in the comments and give me the link as well. All right. So let's wind it down because we're close to 9 o'clock. So now you know how to maximize your take-home pay with a home business. You know how to have a home business without selling physical products. And you know that what I've showed you can help you in your professional and your business life. So if you'd like me to personally help you implement everything we've gone over today, I would be super happy and excited to do so. And here's how we'll do that. You got to go to my website, www.successwithcecilia.com/mymoney. So I am here to help you. So let's talk about these bonuses. In the beginning of this presentation, I said I had a gift for you, and now I want to tell you more. I want you to get started successfully by learning how to use attraction marketing strategies immediately. I don't want you out there hustling. I want you to attract the people to you who are genuinely interested in what I have just shared with you. This is completely free and available to everybody that's on our team. The attraction marketing bonus includes you get 3 one-on-one coaching calls with certified people who are making money in this system. That has a value of $1,297. You get access to our exclusive member-only Facebook communities. There's 2 of them, and we add more every day. So if you miss my Sunday webinar, there's one on Tuesday. If you miss Tuesday, there's one on Thursday. That has a value of $997. You're going to get weekly training on how to market your new My Ecom business. And even if you choose not to market it, you still have created a business for less than $435 a year. I used to spend that in 2 months in traditional product-based network marketing. You'll also get our weekly webinar for new prospects because we want to make sure that you understand your back office and get started on the right foot. So with everything that you get with this bonus, the total value of all of that is $4,110. That's almost 100 times what it costs you to be part of the program. Like seriously, once again, where else are you going to get this type of value for so little money and to have a home-based business? And this works for entrepreneurs like myself, who I encourage you to be, but it also works for people who have a brick and mortar business as well, a massage parlor, a beauty shop, a barber shop, a cleaning service. I mean, you name it. This works for you as well. But I'm not done. The other bonuses, you get access to our smart credit system. That is 10 modules where we show you how to improve your credit score. If you don't understand the benefits of having good credit, you're probably one of those people getting one of those 19.5% loans. And I hope and pray that you're not one of those people getting payday loans. And if you are, please stop. This is the best way to stop and do something else. All right, so you get the cash flow manager and tax record keeping system. That is a system that all of our new people are trained on and how to manage your expenses in the back office and download that file to send to your accountant at the end of each month or at the end of each year, whichever you're most comfortable with. But it's an electronic way of managing your income and expenses. So if you're still keeping boxes of receipts or you're trying to do it with Excel or whatever, we give you a system that's based in the cloud to take care of all of that. We give you our debt elimination software. This is a software program where you can look at that extra $200 to $600 that you're bringing in a month and find out how to best eliminate your credit card debt, your personal loan debt, your student loan debt, any debt that you have. You can punch it into the debt elimination software that we offer, and it will show you how to most effectively eliminate that debt in the quickest amount of time. And then you get our income education system. This is super, super important. If you're working a job and you're investing in your 401k, you want to know how to best invest. Now, we do not tell you how to invest because we are not investment strategists. That's not what we do. But we do train you on what we consider the best investment strategies. And if you are fully 100% work from home, self-employed corporation, we teach you how to plan for your retirement. Remember I said earlier, everybody taps out at 24 and some change. I don't care who you are. You could be Donald Trump. Your Social Security check, max 24 and some change. We teach you how to plan for your retirement. And then last but especially not least, you get access to the Cashback Mall. The Cashback Mall is a way for you to use your My Econ business to pay for itself. There are two ways that we do that. You learn this when you become part of our team. The first way is that you become your own Ebates. If you've never used Ebates before, Ebates is a website that allows you to shop at various stores on the internet. You get a discount at those stores, but then you also get a check from Ebates for shopping at those stores on their site. Well, we have the largest cashback mall in the universe. So we give you the ability to become your own Ebates. Not only do you get the discounts, but you get cash back as well. The second way your cashback mall can pay for your $35 My Econ membership is with the coupons. We have over 200 coupons available every single week that you can print out, that you can download, print out, and take to the store. Seriously. Once again, when you're part of our team, we show you how all of that works. So between shopping and being your own Ebates and then using the coupons to take to the store, your $35 membership pays for itself. And then there's one more bonus. This is only available to the first 5 people that get signed up tonight. And I know who you are because you'll show up in my back office. You will get an email from me on a 4-day, 3-night vacation to either Orlando, Florida, or Las Vegas, Nevada, or a destination of your choice, depending on where you want to go. But the 2 that I offer are Orlando and Las Vegas. But that's only for the first 5 people. So out of everything that I've shown you tonight, I've shown you a way to save on your withholdings. I've shown you a way to bring home more money on your paycheck, anywhere from 2 over 6 to 6 or more a month, depending on how many allowances you're able to take. I've shown you how the membership costs you less than $1.20 a month. Like seriously, I'm sorry, a day. Seriously, $1.20 a day. Not only can you get all the benefits that I've shown you, get the attraction marketing system, you get the 3 one-on-one coaching calls, you get access to our websites, you get our Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday trainings, you get access to our private Facebook groups. I don't know what else to tell you, except if you don't want to get started and you're not interested, well, I understand. I hope you have something better and I wish you well. So remember, this is not for everyone. You must be able to follow directions. You must be able to put in the work. You must be dedicated to yourself. And trust me, it's not a lot of work. You see how fast I just went through the whole W-4? That's the meat and potatoes of everything that I have to offer. And you must have a deep passion to use your business to change your life. So now I want you to take a second while I take a drink of water. Ask yourself, is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be? If the answer is no, then I need you to do something else. And I'm not saying you got to do it with me, but I'm saying if nobody else has shown you something as simple as what I've shown you, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So let's marinate. Ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be. So you're probably wondering why I do this. Well, first of all, I want to be of service. Real talk. I mean, when I think of my situation, and for those who don't know or are not familiar with my story, I've been working pretty much continuously since 1996. There's been some few hiccups and humps in my corporate employment, but this last one, that shit right there, real talk, I'm sorry if I offended anybody, that was some straight up stuff. That is why there's legal issues related to it. I'm not telling you what the details are because I can't, but I will say if I had not put myself in a situation with income shifting, with saving, with investing, I haven't worked since March 22nd of 2018. My mortgage has been paid. Lord knows I've been eating. You can tell because of my cheeks. I've been to Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been to Vegas. I'm headed to Hollywood or Orlando. But all of that is because of the decisions that I made and the things that I put in place in 2016. So when they told me to leave, I was like, okay, I was okay with that. And that's where I want you to be. I don't want you to have to panic. I don't want you to be stressed out. You know, that's the spirit of fear. In one of my videos, I talked about the 7 spirits, internal spirits that are holding you back. And number 1 is the spirit of fear that gives you stress and anxiety. I've got stress and I've got anxiety, but it has a little bit, I will admit, it's got just a little bit to do with losing my job. The other bigger part of it are the life's experiences that I've undergone on the last 12 months, which includes the biggest part of my family and the secondary, the job. And then I want you to implement what I showed you today without struggle, without overwhelm, without wasting your time or money. And I want you to start getting results right away. There's a quote by Zig Ziglar that says, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. And that's what I'm here to do. Step 1, find a problem or a need. The problem is you want more money from your paycheck. The need is you want more money from your paycheck. I've just showed you a way to do it. And I've showed you how it can be a product-less, home-based business in the process. So once again, it's super easy to get started. Success with Cecilia, that's CECELIA.com/mymoney. Click on get started and go through the 5-step process. When you get down to whether you wanted to be a qualified marketing director or just a regular marketing director, qualified gives you 1-year membership to the Cashback Mall. Remember, I just told you as being a member of the Cashback Mall, you will have access to being your own Ebates. So don't worry about Ebates anymore. You'll become your own Ebates. And you'll get real coupons that you can download, print out, and take to the store. That alone will pay for your $47.90. But that's only your first month. After the first month, it goes down to $34.95. So I encourage everyone to start at the $47.90 so you get the 1-year membership to the Cashback Mall. All right, we're a little bit over, but I started a little bit late because I just wanted to share a few stories and make sure all my systems were working correctly. If you are going to watch the replay on YouTube, all the beginning stuff will be removed, but I just want to say thank you Thank you so very much. I appreciate your time this evening, and I do not take it lightly that you decided to spend your time with me. I know that everybody has a lot going on, and because you chose to be here with me today, I want to make sure that you got some value. If you did give me value in the comments, if you have questions, now's the time to put them in the comments. But please go to successwithcecilia.com/mymoney, and let's get you started today with income shifting, with improving your credit score, with using the record keeping tax management system, getting investment suggestions, and of course the cashback mall. If you have any questions, go to support@successwithcecilia.com. And remember, the first 5 people will get a trip to Orlando, Florida, or Las Vegas, Nevada. And the last bonus that I want to share with you is I do this every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can use this webinar to build your team. So if you are on here and you're brand new because of my advertisements, then definitely go to www.successwithcecilia.com/mymoney. But if you've been referred to this video from someone else, please get back with them and get signed up with them, because you will get the same benefits that I explained: the 3 one-on-one coaching calls, you will get access to the Facebook private groups, you'll get the weekly trainings on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you get the new member setup to make sure you get started properly. But you will not, if you're not on my team, well, yeah, if you're not directly signed up with me, talk with the person who referred you, because they may have a bonus for you as well. But if you are on my team, it's www.successwithcecilia.com. I'm here to help you come out of the spirit of fear. Stress and anxiety kill, along with depression. So with that being said, I'm going to stop the screen share. And I just want to say thank you again for hanging out with me tonight, this Sunday evening. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. And I hope that I've given you value and benefit that you can use as you are looking for ways to build a online business, to protect yourself in the event of job loss. And it doesn't have to be that, you get fired or let go like I was. It could be that your company downsized and your position is no longer necessary. It could be that a number of factors impact your income and your life. So I've taught you and showed you a way that you can protect yourself in the event of your primary income going in a direction that you just don't want it to go. So with that being said, I'm going to check the chat and see if there's any questions. Like I said, I know I ran a little bit over, but I want to make sure that I answer any questions that are here. All right, so question number 1, and I'm sorry, let me check my phone and see if there's any questions on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Facebook first, and then I'm gonna go to the questions that are in the chat. All right, so with Facebook first, what is income shifting? Income shifting is what I showed you with your W-4. That is where you shift your income from what you would get next year when you file your tax returns to putting it on your paycheck right now. You're shifting your income from the government to you. So that way you can use it to pay your bills, to eliminate debt, to save, or to basically upgrade your lifestyle. That's what income shifting is. All right, the next question: how does the credit repair work? All right, so once you get started, there are 10 training modules in the Smart Credit system that will teach you and walk you through how to improve your own credit. There are a lot of companies out there that you can pay to do it for you, but why would you pay someone to do what you can do for yourself? And as you saw with Kim's testimony, she's already bringing home $150 a paycheck, and she's working on the credit repair now. It's not hard. You just have to put in the time and do the work. Remember I said in one of the earlier slides, you have to do the work. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. How do you bring people on our team? Okay, so we do these webinars. I do my webinar on Sunday. My upline does theirs on Tuesday, and there's another group that does a webinar on Thursday. So of course, I'm going to promote the Sunday webinars because that's mine and that's my team, and that's how you get added to my tribe. But if Sunday is inconvenient for you, there is a Tuesday and a Thursday live. And all three of us encourage anyone who's been invited to the Tuesday or the Thursday to get back with the person that invited them. The same way I said today, if I invited you, go to www.successwithcecilia.com. But if someone else invited you, get back with them to get their website and get signed up. You'll still be part of our tribe. You'll still get added to the Facebook groups, but that's how we help you build your team. And as new people, you know, you're still learning the program. You're still trying to understand it for yourself. So we want to make sure that you don't get tongue-tied, that people don't intimidate you because you don't know what to say. So when they ask you about the business, just tell them to show up Sunday at 8 o'clock. Boom, there it is. If it worked for you tonight, it will work for other people as well. Okay, investing advice. We don't give you investing advice because we are not financial advisors. What we do is we train you on the different types of investments. For example, when I lost my job in March of this year, I thought I had to cash out my 401k, but if I cashed it out, I would pay all the tax penalties for taking all that money, 5 figures, taking all that money out at once. However, because of the training, I found out that if I rolled it over into a financial institution, Chase, Huntington, Fifth Third, PNC, then I could get all my money and I don't have to pay taxes until I withdraw it. And that's that on that. But we aren't financial advisors. We cannot give you financial advice. We can only tell you about the different types of investments that are available to everyone to take advantage of for savings, for planning for retirement, and different sorts of that type of stuff. So I hope that answers your question. All right, so let me scroll through on my phone. All right, most of this is just really good information. Thank you. I'm glad you got value. I appreciate you once again. I appreciate doing this. And you know, it's funny because last week I did it and I totally screwed it up. So this week I got a little better at it. So I hope that you got some value. So let's check the Facebook questions. All right. So I got a 1. I think the 1 was for if you had heard about this type of income shifting strategy before. Tom says 3. Thank you, Tom, for your comment. Let's see. I'm going through here. Okay, so I got some questions in the Q&A. So let me go into the Q&A and see what's going on there. The Q&A. How long have I been doing this? You know, it never ceases to amaze me. I've been in my econ since June of, or was it May? May, June, July, I can't remember, but I've been with my econ since the summer, we'll say, of 2017. But these webinars, I've been doing webinars since December, or maybe it was November of 2017. Nonetheless, it's a learned skill. It's something that we can teach you. You know, and that's another thing too, I just wanted to point out. People always be like, well, I don't know if I can do what you do. I didn't know jack shit before August 2016. I didn't know how to be an engineer until I went to college. Anything you want to know how to do, you can learn it. So please don't be overwhelmed, or please don't think, oh my God, I can't do what she does. Yes, you can, because I wasn't doing this 2 years ago. So, and I didn't know where to go, where to look. I just got blessed and got with a team of people that showed me the ropes and that trained me. And all I do is I share my knowledge with you because, once again, I want to be a service first and foremost. So with that being said, I just want to thank you again. I am Cecilia Morris, your engineer by education, your home business owner by desire. I hope you got some really good information. Even if you don't decide to be a part of my econ, remember you can still shift your income. But why wouldn't you? Seriously. Having a home-based business, having a team of people behind you, being able to learn and grow from the top income earners in this company and to get the training that you need to be successful is a no-brainer. So it's all in your hands. Everything that I told you is available. I'll see you next Sunday myself. If you need Tuesday or Thursday, message me and I'll get you those times and those links. And last but not least, the vacation. You got till the first 5 people. and it shuts down at midnight. But I'm sure when I go back and check my emails, probably all 5 already be there. But if they're not, there's still a chance. So jump on board, www.successwithcecilia.com/myecon. Thank you so much for everything and have a great evening. Oh, and a good work week for my working folks.